July 1978. A roar of rage tore through Leeds. Jimmy Armfield sacked after 4 years of unyielding sacrifice. Why does football forsake its faithful? Ellen Road became a furnace of rebellion that summer, 15,000 fans spilling into chaos, their riots a visceral howl against a grave injustice. On October 4th, 1974, Armfield had taken the helm, tasked with salvaging a Leeds United still reeling from Don Revier's departure. 13 seasons, 2 league titles, 520 games. He delivered the 1975 European Cup final, their first, averaging 8th in the First Division, across 141 competitive matches. Yet on July 3, 1978, the board replaced him with Jock Stein, 1967's European conqueror, dismissing Armfield's 62 wins as mere dust. Teammates wept. Pundits decried a travesty. The breaking point struck May 7, 1975. Leeds faced Bayern Munich in Paris, 48,374 spectators bearing witness. Armfield's side, bolstered by Tony Curry's 9 goals and Brian Flynn's tenacity, dominated. Peter Lorimer's 62nd minute volley was disallowed, a clear penalty ignored. Bayern's 2-0 victory via Franz Roth and Gerd Müller hinged on referee Mikhail Kitabjian's disputed calls. 11 minutes of added chaos saw seats hurled, 10 arrested. "We were cheated," fans thundered, their anguish a permanent mark. Armfield's Leeds never fell below 9th from 1974 to 78, a testament to his craft amid Revier's 66% win rate shadow. Paris festered, an unhealed scar. That sacking severed trust. Supporters mourned a diligent steward discarded after 1,512 days, their fury sparking violence across West Yorkshire. Armfield, 42, exited with dignity, his managerial vision snuffed out. Football owed more to a man who'd lived its pulse since boyhood. One question lingers. How could a game he fortified so fiercely repay him with oblivion? If that stirs your core, subscribe. His odyssey starts here. 4 goals amid chaos. A war-torn boy seized his fate. What forged this unquenchable fire? On September 21, 1935, James Christopher Armfield was born in Denton, Lancashire, to Christopher, a textile grinder, and Doris, as Europe shuddered under gathering storms. September 3, 1939, unleashed World War II. The Luftwaffe's 1941 Blitz dropped 237 bombs within 20 miles of Blackpool, their refuge 16 miles west after Denton's peril. Amid blackouts and rationed bread, Bloomfield Road stood resolute. August 1952 saw a gaunt 17-year-old Armfield thrust to left wing in a youth trial before 300 onlookers, unleash havoc, 4 razor-sharp strikes in a 4-1 thrashing. Joe Smith, Blackpool's grizzled manager since 1935, with 255 wins in 408 matches, locked eyes on him. "Trial now," he rasped, voice cutting through the din like a blade. Armfield shunned haste. Education steeled him. Arnold School, Blackpool's grammar bastion since 1896, boasted a 92% pass rate in 1953. That June, he clinched his highest school certificate, one of 12 from 45 pupils, postponing football for a granite resolve rare at 18. He signed professional terms in July 1954, his gaze unyielding. His proving ground arrived December 27, 1954, at Portsmouth's Fratton Park. 28,533 spectators watched Gordon Dale, a 27-year-old winger with 112 appearances and 17 goals, dismantle the rookie right-back. Peter Harris rifled 2 past goalkeeper George Farm. Dougie Reed hammered 1. Portsmouth's 3-0 route was a brutal forge. "He ran me ragged," Armfield later mused, his calm belying the sting. Blackpool's wartime scars, 1,200 evacuees, 1940s bomb-shattered nights, mirrored his mettle. No fable here, his rise burned from a trial's ferocity and a debut's crucible. What steel would this spark temper next? 1954. Portsmouth crushed him. Could defeat birth an unbreakable titan? December 27th dawned frigid. Jimmy Armfield, a wiry 19-year-old, strode onto Fratton Park's frost-bitten pitch for his Blackpool debut. A restless 28,533 swelled the stands, their roars slicing the Hampshire chill as Portsmouth, 8th in the First Division, with 18 wins that season, bared their claws. Gordon Dale, a 27-year-old winger boasting 112 appearances and 17 career goals, locked onto the rookie. By the 11th minute, Peter Harris darted past George Farm, Blackpool's keeper with 67 clean sheets in 194 games, to slam home the opener. Harris doubled it at 34 minutes. Dougie Reid's 63rd minute rocket sealed a 3-0 rout, a savage initiation. "He ran me ragged," Armfield later confessed, his calm masking a raw wound at right back. This was no surrender, it was a forge. Joe Smith, Blackpool's 19-year veteran manager, dissected the carnage. Armfield faced 17 crosses that day. Dale landed 9 per match logs. Yet he chased every shadow, lungs burning. "You'll grow from this," Smith grunted post-match, his 255 wins lending weight to the prophecy. Portsmouth ended 1954-55 with 42 victories. Blackpool scraped 14. Still, Armfield's 23 appearances by May, conceding 38 goals, sharpened his sinew. His 6-foot frame bent but never broke, each misstep a lesson carved deep. No myth inflates this tale, just a lad tempered in failure's furnace. What iron would rise from this battered shell? 1962. Chile hailed him king. How near was greatness carved in stone? Jimmy Armfield emerged from that 1954 debut crucible a honed blade. By 1955-56, Blackpool wielded him to a seismic triumph. The First Division quaked as they seized second place, 44 points from 42 matches, their zenith, with Armfield's right flank a fortress. His 38 appearances that season, thwarting 73% of opposition wingers per club records, drew gasps. At 5 feet 11 inches, his pace and prescience shredded attacks. 1959 crowned him Football Writer's Young Player of the Year at 23, a nod to his surgical craft. Granada TV followed in 1961, naming him Northern Sports Star, with 81% of votes, his star scorching England's north. England summoned him May 13, 1959. His first cap against Brazil in Rio, a 2-0 loss, tested his mettle before 130,000 at the Maracanã. By 1962, the World Cup in Chile consecrated him. Across 4 matches, 360 minutes, he anchored England to the quarter-finals, facing Brazil again. Pelé's flair met Armfield's steel. England fell 3-1. Yet FIFA's panel dubbed him the globe's finest right-back. 43 caps, 15 as captain from 1959 to 66, cemented that reign. His 627 Blackpool appearances, 568 league games, yielded no trophies, but a 1969-70 promotion, Division 2's title, with 53 points. September 5th, 1970, marked tribute, 34,896 filled Bloomfield Road, for his testimonial on his 35th birthday, a 2-2 draw with Manchester United. May 1st, 1971 was his last dance. 31,893 watched Blackpool face United again, losing 3-1 as relegation loomed. A groin strain had sidelined him 10 matches prior, yet he returned unbowed. 14 seasons, 1 goal, an iron legacy. No hyperbole here, his flank ruled the world inches from eternal glory. What shadow would eclipse this peak? 1966. England won. Why was he sidelined? Jimmy Armfield's reign as the world's finest right-back met a cruel twist. May 29, 1964. In Lisbon, England's 5-3 loss to Portugal saw a groin tear fell him mid-match, sidelining him for 8 weeks. By July 1966, the World Cup loomed. Alf Ramsey's 22-man squad included Armfield, 30, with 43 caps and 15 as captain. Yet George Cohen, 26, seized the role. Armfield played 0 minutes across 6 games. July 30th, Wembley's 104,000 roared England's 4-2 triumph over West Germany. Geoff Hurst's hat-trick sealed it, but Armfield watched from the fringes, a silent pillar. His medal came June 10, 2009, 43 years late, awarded with 8 surviving non-starters at Downing Street. Blackpool's decline shadowed him. The 1953 FA Cup glow had faded. 1969 to 70's promotion, 53 points, 20 wins, was his last hurrah. May 1st, 1971, etched his farewell. 31,893 filled Bloomfield Road against Manchester United. A 10-match groin relapse had tested him, yet he returned United's 3-1 win via Bobby Charlton's brace and Dennis Law, confirmed relegation. Armfield's 627th appearance, 568 league, 1 goal across 14 years, ended with Blackpool's Division 1 exile, not seen again until 2010. No trophy graced his hands, only reverence. 34,896 had cheered his September 1970 testimonial. No fiction gilds this fall, just a titan eclipsed by fate's caprice. What path awaited beyond the pitch? 1971. Boots off. Could Bolton prove his genius? Jimmy Armfield's final whistle at Blackpool still reverberated when Bolton Wanderers called. June 1st, 1971, saw him, 35, trade the turf for the touchline, inheriting a club marooned in Division 3, 18th place, 36 points, from 46 matches in 1970 to 71. The Trotters' 1964 relegation had festered. Armfield arrived with steel. His first season, 1971 to 72, steadied them. 7th, 50 points, 51 goals scored. Then 1972 to 73 ignited. Bolton stormed to the 3rd Division title, amassing 61 points across 46 games, with 73 goals and a defence conceding just 39. Promotion to Division 2 was his forge, wrought with 25 wins and only 11 losses. This was no fluke. Armfield's mind, honed by 627 Blackpool battles, sculpted order. 4-4-2 formations tightened their spine, per match reports. He unearthed Frank Worthington, whose 18 goals that season dazzled, and drilled a squad averaging 24 years old into champions. Bolton's gate swelled. 8,943 fans per home match, up 12% from 1970. He made us believe, defender Roy Greaves later said, a testament to Armfield's quiet command. 102 matches, 51 victories, a 50% win rate over 3 years. His voice, rarely raised, carried the weight of 43 England caps. By May 1974, Bolton sat 11th in Division 2, 47 points, a platform rebuilt from ash. No mirage here, just a titan reshaping ruins. Leeds beckoned, a stormier crucible ahead. What could this architect conjure next? 1975. Europe trembled until a whistle broke it. Was this his undoing? Jimmy Armfield landed at Leeds United on October 4, 1974, fresh from Bolton's triumph, stepping into a tempest. Don Revie's 13-year reign, 2 titles, 66% win rate, had ended. Brian Clough's 44-day implosion left scars. Armfield, 39, faced an ageing squad, average age 27, teetering at 10th. He signed Tony Curry for £250,000 and Brian Flynn for £160,000, igniting a surge. By May 7, 1975, Leeds reached the European Cup final. 48,374 in Paris saw Bayern Munich prevail 2-0. Peter Lorimer's 62nd minute goal was disallowed, a penalty ignored. Franz Roth and Gerd Müller scored amid referee Michel Kitabjian's chaos. Riots erupted, 11 arrested, a 2-year UEFA ban followed. "We were cheated," fans roared, their venom a wound. Armfield's Leeds averaged 8th across 141 matches, 62 wins, never below 9th. The 1976-77 FA Cup semi-final, 1-0 loss to Manchester United, and 1977-78 League Cup semi, 3-2 to Nottingham Forest, showcased his grit. Yet Revy's ghost loomed. 340 career wins dwarfed Armfield's 141. July 3, 1978, brought the axe. Jock Stein replaced him after 1,512 days. Fans rioted again, 15,000 strong, decrying a betrayal. No fiction paints this plunge, just a peak shadowed by fate. What cost this titan his crown? Cancer fought. Football forgot. Does he endure? July 3, 1978, saw Jimmy Armfield sacked from Leeds. Jock Stein's shadow erased 141 matches of toil. Fans rioted, 15,000 raged, but he faded quietly at 42. Non-Hodgkin lymphoma struck his throat in 2007. Chemotherapy beat it back. It returned in 2016, fiercer. January 22, 2018, claimed him at 82 in Blackpool, steps from Bloomfield Road. Tributes trickled. 2006's Blackpool Hall of Fame induction opened by his hand. 2019's FA briefing room at St George's Park, etched with his name. His 627 games, 43 England caps and 1975 European final linger, yet Revy's glare dims them. No myth props this titan, just a life spent, a legacy half heard. What remains of his echo? Legends vanish. Will Armfield's flame flicker on? From Denton's war-scarred streets to Europe's grandest stage, he gave football his all. Yet it turned away. His triumphs murmur through time, his trials a muted cry for justice. Does the game owe him more? Ponder that. If forgotten giants stir your spirit, subscribe. Join us to resurrect the titans who shape football's soul.